If everything around you feels like it's falling apart, if doors are slamming shut, people are walking away, and your prayers seem to hit a wall, don't panic, because this could be the clearest sign that God is secretly preparing you for a major breakthrough. And the chaos isn't random, it's divine disruption. God often hides promotion behind pruning, and if you're feeling stripped of what once made you comfortable, it's because he's positioning you for something greater, just like he did with Joseph. Betrayed, enslaved, imprisoned, but all of it part of the hidden setup for elevation in Genesis 41. When everything feels like loss, God may actually be clearing space for gain. And one shocking sign is that what used to satisfy you suddenly doesn't. Conversations feel shallow, routines feel empty, and the old rhythms of your life start to break down because God is shifting your appetite for something deeper, something more aligned with his purpose. You may even notice that isolation creeps in, not as punishment, but as preparation, because God often pulls you into a lonely place before he reveals the assignment. Jesus himself was led into the wilderness before stepping into his calling. And if you're feeling cut off, it might be because God is speaking in a whisper that can only be heard away from the noise. Luke 5, verse 16. Another hidden sign is the increase of opposition, not from strangers, but from those close to you. Friends who suddenly misunderstand you, family who question your decisions, people who once supported you now seem distant or critical, and this spiritual friction is not coincidence. It's confirmation that the enemy senses your next level and is trying to distract you before you reach it. Ephesians 6 verse 12 reminds us that the battle is not against flesh and blood. So when conflict intensifies, it's often because something in the spirit realm is being contested. You'll also notice a deep, almost unexplainable unrest, not anxiety, but a holy discomfort, as if your spirit refuses to settle where you are, because God is stretching your faith to fit a new season. You can't make sense of it with logic, and that's the point. Hebrews 11 verse 1's, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And when breakthrough is near, God often removes the evidence first, so that your trust in him becomes the foundation. Strangely, your desires begin to shift, your prayers become bolder, your vision expands, and your tolerance for mediocrity vanishes. Because God is aligning your inner world with the external breakthrough he's preparing. At the same time, you might start to feel like you're failing more than succeeding. But that failure isn't rejection, it's redirection. God doesn't allow certain things to work out because he's preserving you from counterfeit opportunities that would have delayed your destiny. Romans 8:28 isn't just a comforting verse, it's a spiritual law. And when things start collapsing, God is still orchestrating all of it for your good, even when it doesn't look like it. One of the most shocking signs is increased spiritual attacks, sudden fatigue, confusion, temptation out of nowhere, because breakthrough always stirs resistance. The enemy rarely bothers those who pose no threat, but the moment you're close to destiny, warfare intensifies. That heaviness you feel isn't just stress, it's a spiritual weight. And if you discern it, you'll realize it's because your anointing is being tested before being released. Like David facing Goliath, the breakthrough moment doesn't look like a blessing, it looks like a battle. Another sign is divine interruption. Plans that should have worked fall apart, connections vanish, and detours appear, not to block you, but to redirect you to God's route, not yours. Proverbs 16:9 says, man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. And sometimes that divine direction feels like divine confusion until hindsight makes it clear. And here's the part few talk about. Right before your breakthrough, life may get unbearably quiet. No signs, no answers, no confirmation, just silence. But the silence is not absence, it's incubation. God is not ignoring you. He's building something in the unseen, and like a seed under soil, there's no visible proof until the roots are ready to hold the weight of what's coming. If you're in that silent, stripped down, misunderstood, agitated space right now, then you're likely closer than you think. And the very things making you question God may be the things confirming he's about to move. Don't run from the discomfort. It's the labor before the birth. Don't despise the waiting. It's sacred ground. The enemy wants you to tap out before you tap in. But if you push through the confusion, the wariness, the doubt, you'll walk into what you were born to carry. Your breakthrough isn't coming because you're lucky. It's coming because you're ready. And every test, every tear, every closed door was heaven's way of proving that you could handle it. So here's the challenge. Don't shrink when the pressure rises. Rise with it. Don't doubt what God whispered in the dark just because it hasn't shown up in the light yet. He who began a good work in you will finish it. Philippians 1 verse 6. And if you're willing to stay faithful in the stretching, you'll step into the suddenly you've been praying for.